But did you go to therapy with her?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Right.
So you actually addressed it,
Right.
tried to work through it, tried to do the work, and it just was like not happening.
No.
I'm loyal as
Right.
I really am. And when I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. And it's another human being who put all of his hope into trying to make it work. So you gotta try.
Not Jeannie Mai berating Jeezy for fabricating their divorce, y'all. Jeezy and Jeannie Mai filed for divorce a short while ago. At last, he is talking about the divorce. Jenny, though, is working to expose his lies. In a recent sit-down interview with Nia Long, Jeezy stated that they attended treatment and that he had filed for his marriage. Jenny, however, is attempting to draw attention to this by asserting that despite her persistent pleas, Jeezy never attended therapy. Jenny is out there attempting to reveal all of Jeezy's lies, and you won't believe the things she's trying to say about how Jeezy has been pulling practical jokes on us the whole time.
You know, it was just always instances where I just knew that this wasn't gonna work out for me, right? So I had to figure out how to change without losing everything.
Now everyone, let's start enjoying this delicious tea. Well, Jeezy and Jeannie Mai are back in the spotlight, and this time, the drama surrounding their divorce is being served up in a scorching, hot cup. Now that it seems like a lifetime has passed, Jeezy is at last talking openly about his split from Jeannie Mai. And you know what? He says that even after Jenny cheated on him, he made an effort to keep fighting for the marriage. Yes, you heard correctly, everyone. It appears that Jeezy felt it was time to give the world his side of the tale after realizing he could no longer keep his secret. As you are well aware by now, Jeannie Mai was as stunned to receive divorce papers as we were. It's reasonable to say that she was taken aback and taken by surprise when Jeezy unexpectedly heard her with those divorce papers, because she had no idea that it was going to happen. People were baffled by Gigi's abrupt divorce decision, and we were all incensed. It seems that he made that audacious divorce announcement without bothering to speak openly with Jenny, because there has been so much back and forth. The entire situation has been an emotional roller coaster that has left people shook. At first, we were all behind Jenny, since it seemed like she was an innocent victim who was taken aback by the news of the divorce. Supporters came together to stand behind her in the difficult situation she was in. She had shared a sweet picture on Instagram a few days prior to his filing, congratulating him on the publication of his new book. Today, she declared, "I celebrate a remarkable milestone achieved by my husband, Jeezy," referring to the ascent to the top of the New York Times bestsellers list for his memoir, Fabricating, for sale. This occasion recognizes not just your literary prowess, but also your capacity to uplift others via the power of narrative. I will always be very appreciative of your voice in this world. I'm honored to walk beside you, my darling. It turns out that Jeezy had been hiding the divorce news for months, just when you thought things couldn't get any weirder. Is it really true, everyone? Surprisingly, Jeezy has been hiding those divorce documents since June, and they were all notarized, sealed, signed, and delivered. He was also leading a double life, appearing to be Jenny's and their gorgeous daughter Monaco's ideal husband and father while covertly preparing for their divorce. Fans were taken aback by Jeezy's apparent cunning, especially in light of the fact that he persuaded Jenny to alter her life's course. Jenny was hesitant to get married and start a family before they started dating. But she made a complete 180-degree turnaround the moment Jeezy entered her life. He seemed to have some sort of mystical ability to influence her perspective. Furthermore, it's obvious that she gave up a lot to make the partnership work.
We're grown. We're in our 40s. And what I think is that God somehow managed our timing so that we spent time after our long-term relationships. We both came from 10-year relationships. And we really worked on ourselves to really understand what healthy love is like.
However, we later learned that Guzzy's choice to surprise Jenny may not have been as arbitrary as we initially believed. If you understand what I mean, rumors have it that Jeezy thought Jenny might have been having an affair with Mario Lopez, her co-host. Now that this information has surfaced, some important issues regarding Jeezy's callous decision to file for divorce have been answered. If, however, he had reasonable grounds to believe that some hanky-panky was taking place, then it changes him from a simple villain to someone seeking a little retribution and trying to level the playing field. With all of these accusations of cheating circulating, it seemed as though the puzzle pieces had begun to fit together perfectly. Perhaps Jeezy's actions served up a dish of retaliation, along with a side order of public humiliation for Jeannie, rather than just breaking the marriage. On social media, the rumors that Jeannie and Mario might be intimately involved were on fire. And given the undeniable chemistry they've been developing on the show, it's not too far-fetched. Fans had already commented on how flirtatious they seemed before the whole shocking divorce. Just take a look at how they couldn't stop holding hands in this video. Take my first day at work. Folks, a girl from Vietnam, proud. Both of us are first generation. She's going to put me in touch with some Vietnamese people. I have some knowledge. Furthermore, Jeannie has acknowledged that she's more attracted to white males than black ones, over a man of color.
Dated black guys.
Loved black guys, yeah. I did. But for me, dark meat on the side, white keeps me mean and lean. You know, that's why I married a white man. That's what I like.
Hearing someone say anything like that is really astounding, especially considering that person subsequently married a black man. However, it seems to align with the prevailing gossip that Jeannie and Mario are somewhat of a flirtatious couple. However, what really drives the issue nuts is that Mario appeared to have some very intimate one-on-one interactions with Jeannie's family, including her husband Jeezy. Additionally, there was speculation that Mario and Jeannie were having extramarital affairs while they were hanging out with their spouse and, unexpectedly, her child. He even gave the infant a kiss, really. It's all quite dramatic right now, but get comfortable. Things are about to get even more intriguing. According to a source who spilled tea to Entertainment Tonight, there may be more to the divorce than meets the eye. This insider claims that it all comes down to divergent viewpoints and unfulfilled needs. They asserted that differing viewpoints are the cause of Jeezy and Jeannie Mai's impending divorce. When it came to certain expectations and values of the family, they were at odds. They each felt that their requirements weren't entirely addressed and held differing opinions. Nevertheless, a close friend of Jenny's came forward to assert that Jeannie was distraught by the divorce and desired the reunion of her family. In actuality, Jeannie wants her marriage to succeed and her family to function as a cohesive one. The news that Jeezy filed for divorce has devastated her. Jeannie wants to make things right because she cares for Jeezy very much. She didn't get married in order to separate. This was not intended to happen. That's kind of crazy, because Jeannie said she didn't want to get married again after her first divorce, saying she didn't want to experience another one. However, your Jeezy was not amenable to working out their problems, and he seriously disparaged Jeannie with this cryptic remark. The source added, "Pay attention to who I'm becoming, rather than who isn't with me." Yes, so it was evident at that time that he had taken an emotional stock in the marriage. Life delivers curveballs at the most unexpected times. Isn't that crazy? We assumed that this couple's happily ever after, or at least longer than 2 years, would last forever after their charming courtship began. Their first date lasted 8 hours, to put it mildly. They had a magnetic connection and didn't want that special evening to end.
So I walk in, I sit down, and 4 hours later, we shut down the sushi restaurant. We had the most amazing deep talk about our greatest lessons in life, our greatest mistakes. It was super vulnerable, right?
Aww.
So then after that, he looks at me and he's like, yo, you wanna I don't wanna go home. Do you wanna go salsa dancing with me? Wait.
Jeannie would never stop talking about how much she adores Yeezy and how their union was always intended.
I have to tell you that getting to know Jay, you guys know him as Jeezy, he's Jay to me. Getting to know him has been one of the most beautiful experiences of my life.
Aww.
Therefore, we found it extremely difficult to accept that she had cheated on Jeezy. She spoke endlessly about how they were a flawless team and other such platitudes. Thus, how could she possibly have cheated on him? Furthermore, she disclosed on social media that she was in excruciating pain following the divorce. Sometimes, you just need to unplug and give yourself time to recover. She also disclosed that she was struggling on the Sherry Shepherd show. Nevertheless, you're going through a divorce.
But you're going through this divorce. How you doing, mama?
You know, I'm not gonna lie, it takes every day to just really sit and just be quiet in your thoughts, take care of me. But one thing I know is, you give God your pain, He will give you His power. Girl. Period. So every day, I'm like, here you go. You got room for more? Here's some more.
Here you go.
And just taking it day by day, you know?
Now that Jeezy has joined the chat officially, he's talking openly about his divorce and has sat down to discuss it with Nia Long. He made hints that Jennie was to blame for the divorce, saying she had wounded him so deeply he was unable to get over it. He went on to say that although they had tried couples therapy, it had not been successful for them. Divorce was the only remaining choice.
Did you go to therapy with her?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Right.
So you actually addressed it, tried to work through it, tried to do the work, and it just was like not happening.
So what I'm gonna
The narratives don't line up, because that's not the whole story. In Johnny's opinion, Johnny has publicly questioned Jeezy's account, asserting that he is lying when he says he is attempting to mend the marriage. Johnny claims that he left the marriage well before he gave her the paperwork, and his thoughts remained unchanged. She also mentioned that she was unaware of their problems since he had surprised her with the divorce documents, but he flatly refused, forcing her to move on. Because he didn't even try to keep his marriage together, Johnny told him that lying to her about having sought treatment was a tremendous slap in the face. Fans, however, have been voicing their opinions loudly and in public on these streets. They said in their comments that Jennie was unhappy with Jeannie Mai. In order for a man to end a relationship or file for divorce, he must detest his life together. We usually screw things up so you can go. I know it's wrong, but when a man leaves, he was going through the worst. As previously said, Jeezy didn't say much about his relationship with Jeannie Mai. He may have simply replied in a general way that he didn't want to talk about it, then to go around talking and F-on coding. And perhaps it's just me, but Denny My Face has some of Jeezy's more polished playing. What are your thoughts on all of this now? Do you believe Jeezy is being truthful when he says they are going to therapy? Or are you thinking he's just attempting to maintain his composure? You believe he's just attempting to maintain his composure? After seeing this next video, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section below.